Y'all, we have to be so careful. If we want to see God's blessings, then we need to let go of the very things that separate us from God. The word of God says that sin separates us. And a lot of times we tend to define sin as being things that are outside of God's will. That is sin. But then whenever we're outside of God's will, we don't depict that as sin. We say, well, that's not really sin. That's just me dabbling in things that I know I shouldn't be, but at the same time, make an excuse for it. We cannot continue to dabble in the things that are not of God and call it good. Like, if you want God's blessings, we have to let go of the very things that separate us from God. What separates you from God? Is it overly drinking? Because the Bible does say that we should not get drunk. So is it overly going to places that we know we shouldn't be going into? Is it being in a relationship where God said you should not be in that relationship? And so because you're in that relationship, now you're so deep in it that you've pushed me away. What is it that God is trying to separate you from? Is it an addiction? It could be very well anything. And so those are just some examples. So I'm letting you know that in order to reap God's blessings, he will not bless mess. And so we should be careful, walk in the ways of God, fully give ourselves up to God, and then reap the blessings and the promises that God has for us.